What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Naughty Egg Draw. My name is Jake, and today I am going to be doing something really cool. Today I'm going to take the Jazza's Arty Games app, because, I mean, it's fitting, but I am going to make a character concept that the game gives me and make a dueling side-by-side time-lapse, one being digital and the other one being made with markers. I think this is going to be a lot of fun to see how the same image can look completely different using two separate mediums. So let's hop into the app and see what we get for a concept. Alright, so to get started, we're gonna do the character challenge with both design and scenario. Okay, so we got a cool cat who is afraid of his own shadow baking a cake. Well, you know, it's common practice in life not to go with your very first option, so mulligan. Alright, so the next option we got is an aircraft pilot who is covered in dirty laundry riding a hoverboard. Again, it's also common practice not to go with your second option, so... Okay, so this one's actually really cool. A kindergartner that is casting an elemental spell who wears animal skins. I bet I can make a really cool design based off of that description. So I think this is the one. Look at that, right off the bat. Very first option is a really cool design, mulligan. So now that we have the concept picked, let's head over to the sketching table and get this idea down on paper. So when I was coming up with how the design would be for this piece, I knew I wanted to have multiple kids in the room with the one kid that's just spitting fire in the middle. Knowing that, I wanted to make sure that the image wasn't overcrowded with too many things taking focus away from the one in the middle. So I chose to stick with only 5 other kids in the picture running away from the firebending kid. I also wanted to make sure that the classroom setting wasn't overcrowded with stuff either. And with this being a kindergartner for the subject, I knew I would really have to tone down the room because every kindergartner's classroom I have ever seen, it looks like a unicorn threw up in the room and they just decided to keep that up for the decorations. So I went super simple with a couple tables, a couple posters, really to make it feel just a little bit like a classroom, as well as a happy little sun peeking in from outside. Alright, so we got the concept down. Here is the piece so far. Now all I need to do is get this up on the computer so we can start doing this dual time lapse. I'm gonna have the digital time lapse up on this side and the one on paper up on this side. So you can kind of choose which one you want to watch. You can watch it again, whatever you want to do. But let's get into this because I really want to see how this is gonna turn out. So I came up with this idea to do this dueling time-lapse from my love of both traditional drawing mediums and digital illustration. Though I tend to focus a lot on doing digital art when it comes to many of my personal projects, I have also always loved using alcohol markers to make illustrations. So I thought, why not test myself and see which outcome I liked more when I'm drawing the same image using two separate mediums. So I want to raise a question to all of you. If you could control any elemental power, what would it be? Air, water, earth, or fire? Personally, I've always bounced between earth and water. Like, I've always liked fire and it's super awesome and I could pretend to be a dragon, but I feel like I'd be that one that would sneeze and end up starting my house on fire. But I always loved the idea of water because water is just extremely elegant and it's everywhere around us. But at the same time, have you ever seen what water can do to stones at high pressure? That stuff is no joke. And the ability to control earth is just cool because it's also everywhere and it just resembles strength. I mean, how much more hulkish can you look lifting a massive stone the size of a house over your head? But to be fair, I'm probably the worst person to have powers though. I would do way too many stupid things if I did have powers. Someone around me would end up getting hurt at some point. I would be the hero the city didn't want, as well as the hero the city didn't need. But I would still have a blast being a wannabe hero. But I am pretty interested in what the percentage is on what elements people would actually pick. So the markers I am using in the traditional side are a mix of the Studio 71 and Artist Loft and Arteza markers. These are pretty good budget markers, and though they are all different companies, the inks actually mix extremely well between the three. Though they have a bullet nib and not a brush nib, I think the Arteza ones are probably my favorite between the three as far as vibrancy and longevity goes. And as far as the digital side goes, there's not a whole lot to explain. I'm basically just using Photoshop paired with my Huion tablet. I gotta say, I think my favorite character in this piece, well, other than the firebending kid, has to be the kid that's just sitting there entranced at what he's seeing. There's always that one kid that just doesn't understand what's going on and is just smiling. Okay, fine, that kid was me. Okay, fine, I'm still that kid. Don't judge me. But I am starting to get closer to the end, and I will throw this out there as a challenge to yourself. If you have any extra time and you have multiple favorite mediums that you like to work with, try making the same image in each of those mediums and see how it turns out. I think you would actually be pleasantly surprised on the outcome of the work. But I am going to zip it and let you guys enjoy some epic music to wrap this thing up, and I will see you guys at the end of this video. Alright everyone, that is it. Our completed pieces using both markers and digital mediums. I think they both turned out absolutely amazing, but you're gonna have to let me know what you think down below. This was a lot of fun to see how different the same image can look using separate mediums, but at the same time how similar they can look in the end. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!